Welcome to Try Animes, another weekly roundup of anime figure releases. This is from the 10th of October to the 14th of October. So we'll just have a quick scan through to see if there's anything that's already come out released. There's 4 freeing figures here. Shogeki no Soma Food Wars, X10, and you got 2 from Eden Zero as well. Reba, so you got Sword Art Online Asuna Crystal Dress version, 38,500 yen. Don't think there's anything else. Like normal, there will be links below in the description of all the figures I look at today, which will be obviously useful for you in terms of rather than going through and searching for them, you can just click on the link in the description below. It'll either be in the description or be in the form of a Google Doc, depending on how many figures I look at. That'll be carrying on through all the videos coming up. So let's get into the first figure. CC Charles Corsumar, Caucus Beetle 1/7, complete figure. A Howling Star. So this one is brand is Howling Star. Okay, let's have a look. It's an interesting looking figure. I can see why it's sort of like a biotech beetle version, I suppose you would say. Female girl. Obviously ample in the chest area. Quite an interesting design. I can see obviously the extra exosuit parts are sort of obviously the beetle's wings, Focus beetle wings. I'm guessing they're going to be increasing this lineup of other beetle girls if this ends up being successful. Coming out in July 2024 for 24,600 yen. It's an interesting figure, at least. Obviously, there's not any common IP or anything like that. The red looks really good overall. Yep, I think the overall design looks pretty top notch. So no complaints here. It's just a very interesting figure. Sage illustrations by YD17 with bonus limited edition, which comes with alternative head part without mask, clear parts to stabilize the legs. And wall scroll as well. It's for 19,580 yen by Ishtam Design. I'm pretty sure we've seen this before. I thought, unless this is a re-release or the pre-orders for it, I'm pretty sure I covered this before in an earlier video. But this is obviously a very good looking design. I really do like the look of this overall. It's sort of, sci-fi-esque. Or girls, just the overall attire looks really well done. I like the see-through jacket, looks really well done. Her hair shading looks pretty good. It's a very attractive looking figure, and I think for 19,000 yen, it's very well worth picking up. If this sort of sort of design appeals to you, it's just sort of sportswear, like gym attire. Or casual gym attire looks, although it's very obviously appealing to men, definitely with the sort of over the butt turning around situation pose, and there's a very good looking figure. Artifacts J movie Trigun Badlads Rumble Nicholas D renewal package. So by Kudabikia, 14,000 yen. So this is obviously this is actually a really good price for a 1/7 scale figure. Is it 1/7? Oh no, it's an artifact, isn't it? So these 1/8. So these are 1/8 scales. So they're going to be reasonably small compared to your normal figures. Probably near a pop-up braid size. But yeah, no, it looks really good. I do love the cross. With the drapes going all over it. That's really well done, nicely detailed and shaded as well, and his suit's really nicely shaded on the back end. What about on the front? Yeah, there's not too much shading on the front, but it looks like obviously you've got the other one, so we'll cover it. So that's 14,020 yen, and then you've also got Vash as well, Stampede. Yeah, same lineup. His suit, his outfit looks really well done. It's very dynamic. The way they've got obviously his coat trails coming off here. It definitely seems like you could have them next to each other to give you a very dynamic looking pose. As we saw Oh, and this one comes with a cat. That's quite nice. You get a cat with Bash, and with Nicholas you get what was it? What do we see? That was a little ooh, what is that? See, made a chibi style minifigure of Nightowl. So you get a chibi Nightowl as well. It's good to have some extra bits. Anyways, I guess it just adds a bit more flavour to it, and you get a Kuroneko mini figure as well with Bash. So yeah, Artifacts line, Artifacts J line. I've not personally got any of them, so can't attest to their quality, but it could be Kia, so they're generally a bit cheaper than sort of going for full scale figures. If you're a bit on a budget and you like Trigun, or you've watched the remaster, I guess, or retelling of it this year, then it's possibly worth getting these in your collection. B-Style Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Quetzalcoatl Bonnie figure, 1/4 scale of a Fring, 38,500 yen. So this is obviously a very expensive looking figure, but she's got ample in the bust area, so very attractive looking figure. Definitely a figure from Dragon Maid, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, that could be put in a bunny suit and sort of over sexualized, unlike this one. I don't really see why Fring done that, to be honest. I think they wanted to have the entire lineup. These two, yeah, definitely worth it. But I wouldn't I think people aren't agreeing with this on Reddit. So they first two fine, but on the right here in the black suits. But in terms of her actual overall design, I love her hair color. The shading looks pretty well done. It is freeing though, so you're paying a lot more just because you want like a large figure of sort of your favorite waifus. That's what people generally buy them for. But I think people are wising up now to that they're not fully pre-ordering them unless they're a decent price. In which case, then especially when they're sort of standard attire, they haven't got anything extra special going on with them. If they're in a unique pose, or if they come with some sort of extra equipment, then that might be worth them being bought for that. For this sort of increased price, nearing 40,000 yen these days. They're hovering around this to 44,000 yen. Artifacts J Hell's Paradise Yamada Azumon Bagiri 1/8, 16,100 yen. Hell's Paradise was obviously a very well received anime. It's very I can't wait for season 2 to come out. This figure, she looks fine. It's simple, barely any shading on her kimono, which is fine when you're only spending 16,000 yen on a Artifacts line. Although they've got a couple of pop praise coming out, which are obviously way cheaper, which probably have slightly worse paint job than this. So it might be worth getting those if you're really on a budget and you don't want to get a 1/8 scale figure of her. And I expect there'll be more releases of the Hell's Paradise lineup of characters. Rebuild of Evangelion Rei Ayanami 1/6 by Amakuni, 19,800 yen. So this is Rei Ayanami in short hair in a standard plug suit. Looks fine, very skinny though. Hair shade looks pretty good, but basically no shading at all on her plug suit. And when you're spending nearly 20,000 yen, leaves a little bit to be desired. I think for that price you would expect more to be some extra parts on the base to show what sort of scenario she's in, or maybe some sort of backdrop or other accessories really. I wouldn't purchase her for this price. It's not really worth it, unfortunately. A bit too overpriced, probably near 15,000 yen at the most, I would say, for this. And now we go on to TV anime Atelier Riser Ever Darkness and the Secret Hideout. Ryuzen Stout Dress version, 22,640 yen. So I think Riser appears in this dress in the anime, which I've not watched. It's something I really need to watch. But this is a very nice looking dress. Obviously Riser is a very popular figure, and they've got obviously quite a lot of figures of her in a normal dress outfit in the game. So having an alternative costume of her is very nice to have as well in your collection if you're planning to get Riser of Darkness or a couple of other ones of Visor. Definitely worth it. I need to play the game as well. For 20,640 yen, definitely well done, worth it. I think the shading on the pleats here look really well done, and in fact you've got this sort of orange, yellowy gold underside of the dress is different compared to you'd normally have like white or something like that, rather than sort of yellowy bit, but it matches the star pattern at the end of the dress, so that kind of makes sense. Definitely worth picking up. And it comes out in October 2024, quite a ways away, a whole year. Banana Fish, new illustration, Ash Link's birthday version, 1/8 by Arma Bianca. So this is a very rare male figure. So if you're out there and you're looking for a male figure, then you've got one where it looks like he's shown up to your place with some flowers, obviously, to take you out on a date. So this is very quite well done. In fact, you get chairs, obviously quite nice. 26,000 yen. Bit expensive for me, but obviously this is not tailored for my aesthetic or what I would collect. Obviously, more of the female collectors probably collect him. But as you said, we have rare male figures, so then it depends on your collection. But it's not something I would collect personally, but it's not bad overall. Maybe a bit expensive, but this company, I've no idea. I've never heard of them, unfortunately, so I don't know if they've released figures in this price range before, or if it's just them seeing how much they can get away with, maybe. B-Style Fate / Grand Order Skathaha Sashi Ugatsu bunny version on court scale. Referring, so this is a re-release. She obviously sold out. She was about 23,000 yen, I think, when she was first released a couple of years ago. So the fact that Freeing are doing a full release of her, re-release of her with her full tights for 29,700 yen, which is actually really cheap considering it's a court scale. But they've obviously already have the mold, so it's basically just obviously a reprint. You reusing that mold to produce her. So that's probably why they don't have to have this insane price hike. But yeah, no, this is one if you really want Fate Grand Order. I'm very tempted to get her June 2024. I've got some one or two other figures in June 2024 though, so it's a bit iffy if I would add her. Like, I don't really want any Fate Grand Order figures, but the fact that they've re-released this, then there's hope that Freeing in the future might actually do re-releases of other figures that are been really well received with their tights, because her aftermarket was really high, if I remember correctly, to get her from other collectors. So the fact that they re-released her is good. So hopefully Freeing are keeping an eye on the aftermarket and seeing like if there's any that are insanely high that they know that there's going to be a good demand for, then they can at least do a re-release, and that's promising for other collectors who missed the opportunity to pre-order them or weren't in the hobby then, which I wasn't when she was initially released. She Laughs Shy, I Feel Ashamed, Amagatsu Suduri, bunny style, illustrated by Piramozi Morizu, 1/7 by Plum. So Plum have released quite a few figures. They're a relatively well-known manufacturer. This is a very nice looking bunny figure. Obviously it doesn't have tights, but that's fine. That's sort of north to Freeing and Baiku that do those. I do like this of her sitting on the stool. It's a bit more unique, having these sort of leg, sort of arm, gut arm sleeves. Obviously it gives her a bit more of a unique as well, a sort of casino-esque bunny it seems like she is, with this waistcoat as well going around her chest area. So no, it's very good looking figure, very adorable. I think very pretty as well as overall. 26,120 yen, and the seat looks pretty well painted as well overall. I'd probably say worth it. Obviously it's not cast off, so it's not going to be anything super explicit, but if you're really big into your bunny figures and you don't really want to keep getting court scales, then here's at least an alternative bunny figure for you to get. Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, Eris Boreas Grey Rat dressing mode. Q's Q. This is a re-release because she was already released before. So this is a re-release pre-order for her for February 2024. 16,830 yen. Which is, I think, guessing they sold really well on the first run of her, so they're redoing her. Yeah, she's one of those sort of jobbers reincarnation. She's a really well received anime, so a lot of people do like her. So it's definitely worth picking up. This if you missed her out on the first time. February 24 is not too far away, so you don't have to wait long. Luckily, only about 4 months. Yeah, 4 months as a recording. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I've covered this before in one of my earliest videos when she was up for pre-order, which is much earlier in the year. She's definitely worth getting if you missed out on her the first time. Kurumi 1/6 complete figure by Golden Head, 22,720 yen. So it's a schoolgirl, a cute schoolgirl on a park bench, possibly waiting at a bus stop or something. She looks very alluring, very cute looking figure in that sort of situation. In fact, you get obviously the bench is a bonus as well. Painting looks really well done. It's slightly see-through on the top, as you can see her bra appearing through there. No, it's a very attractive looking figure. 22,770 yen. Yep, pretty good for 1/6. Obviously 1/6 is a bit larger than 1/7. You normally would see 1/7 in this sort of price range. So yeah, it's a very good looking figure overall. July 2024. A to Z S full dress 1/7 by My Ethos. So this is the A to Z line for 17,600 yen. July 2024. So these are the sort of your military dress girls. Very cute, or very strict dress military garbs, but very beautifully well done. So the A to Z line has really been really well received from what I'm aware of. A lot of people are really enjoying the figures, and as the Mythius go through and refine their process of painting these sorts of figures, and listen to feedback, then at least it does seem like they're improving. The paint quality on this one, on the S here, seems to be better than previous ones I've seen and possibly covered on in my other earlier videos. So she looks very well done overall. The paint detailing looks very accurate. Obviously it's a prototype though, so we'll have to wait and see what the final figure looks like when she gets released. Freyrein Beyond Journey's End Fern 1/7 by Madhouse, 24,970 yen. So I've not seen this anime or game, but she looks pretty well done. The base obviously adds a lot to the figure. So this is 24,970 yen. So I think the base adds a good 45,000 yen of that. So really, for her, you're looking at 20,000 yen just for her. Her paint job looks pretty well done. Hair shading looks really good. Goes into a translucent effect on the back here. So it seems to be in a sort of semi-transparent purple that they've got going on here. Whether that's just built in when they molded it or whether it's actually airbrushed, pretty hard to tell. I think normally with these transparent hairs, it's sort of built into the mold, with it going from like this dark purple to lighter purple at the tips and becoming more translucent. But the crystal looks really nicely done. I really do like the base, just add a bit to it. And her staff looks really well done. It's not got the traditional sort of big crystal or energy ball at the end of it. It's more of a standard, obviously sort of wooden staff, traditional. And then to pair with her, you've got Freyrein as well, for same price, 24,970 yen. So it looks like she has the other half of the crystal base. So they sort of are meant to be put together, so you probably would want to purchase these as a pair and then actually put them together like this, and then that'll be obviously taking up a good chunk of that'll be a good centerpiece on one of your shelves for it. So both spellcasters, her staff looks really well done. Nothing bad to say. I think it looks like her hair is also semi-translucent at the ends, very slightly. It's a bit harder to tell with her being sort of one of those white hair coloured girls compared to the other one, which is purple. so it's a lot harder to tell there. But no, it's a very good looking figure. Madhouse, obviously, they're very good at what they do, so everyone knows what to expect from them quality wise. And there is a bundle which has both of them 49,000 yen. And if you just want to get them in one box together, then at least then you have to buy one of them separately, unless if you think you're going to buy both, put them together, and then you might want to ship them separately. We probably should have a look at this one actually, just to see if there's anything extra we get with them if you buy them as a pair. Acrylic stand. Oh, so you get an acrylic stand, and that's basically it. Seems to be the extra. Apart from that, there'll be and it costs a little bit more, so you save a tiny bit, like 500 yen, if that, by getting them separately. So you can use that as your put towards your shipping cost. Finally, we got Yoshitoku X F&X Super Sonico Japanese Doll quarter scale by Furyu for 198,000 yen. So this one is, I would expect no one to be purchasing this. I don't know why people would purchase this, even for what is actually on offer, with the fact that it's Super Sonico, very well obviously known character in the figure space. Very obviously sex appeal is very high, and the fact it's a doll, which means the kimono that she's wearing is actual real, so it's actually real fabric and materials, which I think, because these are the way these are designed, from one way of Japanese dolls, are actually really expensive. Can't remember what they're specifically called, but if you remember, if you watch Mara and Kitagawa, My Dress Up Darling, then obviously the main protagonist in there is creates these dolls and puts obviously a lot of work into them, and creates the actual outfits. So I think a lot of the price is basically for the manual labor, because I'm guessing these are handmade. With her being this price, I don't expect them to be a massive quantity of these actually out available. So you're talking maybe 100 or maybe a couple hundred of these being made. So it's going to be manual labor. They're not going to have set up some sort of factory line for this. So yeah, that's why I think the cost. So this is going to be, the outfit's going to be handmade for all of them, which means there's going to be slightly different variations between each one. So like these patterns could be slightly different possibly. Which depends if they're using traditional methods of creating these, or if they are doing sort of the more manufacturing, where they will just cut some fabric out like this, and then they will just sew them on. So the print ends up being the same on all of them. We'll just wait and see when she cut is released. But this is just to end the video on something that no one's really gonna buy for that price. You can purchase a lot more other figures. You purchase like six well, you can get like 3, you get 4 to 5 freeing figures. You can get sort of, in terms of 1/7, so you can get like 7, 8 1/7 scales, when they're at 25,000 yen ish each. 25, yeah, so for 1/7 actual scale figures. So I can see no one really spending this amount of money on getting her for this. But if you're really big into Super Sonico and you want something that's a big centerpiece, then you can't really get better than that. That will end this video. Again, in the description below is going to be a list of links of AnimePre with all these figures. If you want to use that as a source, or if you've seen one that you want to pre-order, then please use that. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. It's just me copy and pasting the links to give you a resource rather than you having to go through AnimePre's search engine. Then you can literally just click on the link while watching the video or after watching the video. Makes it I think it's just an extra thing I'd like to add to the videos I create for reviewing these figures that I cover in this weekly series. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I shall catch you in the next week's video. Thank you very much, and goodbye.